The day the colors disappeared. One sunny morning, Sam and Lucy woke up to a world that looked strange. Everything was gray. The trees, the flowers, even Sam's favorite red shoes were all shades of gray. Did the world forget how to be colorful? Sam wondered, scratching his head. Lucy gasped. Look! Even the rainbow posters in our room are gray. How could this happen? Just then, their friend Max, who had been their class artist for as long as they could remember, knocked on their door, looking frantic. Guys! My paint set. It's empty. The colors are gone. The kids dashed outside to see if anyone else noticed. Their entire neighborhood looked like an old black and white movie. The candy store had only gray candies, the ice cream truck served only gray ice cream, and the big colorful mural at the park? Now just a sad, shadowy outline. Mrs. Pumpernickel, the sweet old lady from next door, noticed the kids staring in disbelief and chuckled. If anyone can find where the colors went, it's you three. And that's all they needed to hear. The quest begins. Max, Sam, and Lucy decided they would have to hunt for the missing colors. They set out on a journey to find answers and bring the colors back. They started at the park, where the old fountain stood. Maybe colors are hiding here? Sam guessed, peeking inside. All they found were gray rocks and a few gray frogs hopping around. Guess the frogs didn't hop away with the colors, Lucy laughed. As they wandered, they noticed a trail of shimmering, glittery dust leading down the road. They followed it to a strange little shop that none of them had ever seen before. Above the door, a sign read, Professor Tinsel's Magical Paint Factory. Meeting Professor Tinsel inside, they found a peculiar little man with wild hair and goggles on his head. He was surrounded by all sorts of colorful contraptions, except, of course, they were gray, too. Ah! Visitors, the man exclaimed. Welcome to my shop. But, oh dear, I see the color problem has spread here too. Did you see where the colors went, Professor? Asked Lucy. Well, Professor Tinsel replied thoughtfully, I may have seen them sneak away in the middle of the night. Colors are mischievous like that, always wanting to go on adventures. But I do know how we can get them back. It's a bit tricky, though. The kids were all ears. What do we have to do? Max asked. The quest for the 3 color ingredients, Professor Tinsel explained. To bring the colors back, we need 3 magical ingredients, laughter, light, and a sprinkle of kindness. Mix them together, and poof! Colors will return. The kids scratched their heads. How could they find those things? Laughter, the kids remembered the funniest place in town, Mr. Bloop's joke shop. They ran there, and Mr. Bloop himself was juggling rubber chickens. It was too much, they burst into laughter, giggling so hard they nearly fell over. They scooped some laughter into a little jar, and off they went. Light, for light, the kids decided to try the lighthouse by the beach. They climbed the spiral staircase, reached the top, and when the lighthouse beam flashed out across the gray water, they held out another jar. A glimmer of the bright light filled it up. Kindness, finally, they needed kindness. They stopped by Mrs. Pumpernickel's house. She always baked cookies for everyone. When she handed them each a warm, soft cookie, they felt a fuzzy warmth inside. Kindness. Lucy whispered as they bottled that feeling, too. Mixing the magic with all 3 ingredients in hand, they rushed back to Professor Tinsel's shop. Ah, splendid, he said, carefully pouring each jar into a big bubbling pot. The pot began to hiss and sparkle, and soon a rainbow mist started rising from it, swirling around the room. The kids felt like they were inside a magical storm of colors. "Now, let's release it," Professor Tinsel said, pushing open the door. The rainbow mist whooshed out, spreading across the town like a colorful breeze. The colors returned as the mist drifted through the streets. Colors reappeared one by one. Red returned to Sam's shoes, yellow brightened the flowers, blue sparkled in the sky, and soon the entire town was bursting with colors once more. Everyone cheered as they watched the colors pop back to life. "Thank you, kids," Professor Tinsel called. "If colors ever wander off again, I know just who to call." That night, the kids went to bed in their colorful rooms, happy and proud. The world was back to normal, and the adventure was over, at least until the next mystery appeared. The end.